How did you use the mill this year?
This year I mostly used the mill in my AP Spanish class. The class was about cultural diversity, so we really got to use the whiteboards and the green screen to record different videos and just really display what we learned in the classroom.
For example, in my literature class, I used the green screen a few times, and also we did collaborative discussions utilizing the whiteboards, and as well as in chemistry we did a few projects in here.
Well, for late in chem class, we had small groups usually work on like a lab assignment or a book assignment, and then for Spanish, we usually had groups of like one or two who would go in their own separate corner and work on a packet.
We used it a lot working on group projects and stuff. We would come in here and use the resources and the different space to make it easier for us to collaborate, and we also used it to present work so that we could share it with each other.
This year I used the mill as a creative outlet instead of just the regular classroom.
We used the mill a lot in our AP Lit class. We did a lot of projects where we were walking around the room and doing different discussions on the whiteboards.
I used the mill in a few different ways. I used the green screen on the wall back there for a project for environmental science, and I also used the Mac books for research for my senior project.
How did the mill enhance your learning experience?
The mill had multiple ways of advancing my learning experience. It had a wide open landscape, so there were multiple areas in the room so groups could work on group projects with quiet but still creative dignity.
Didn't necessarily enhance, but definitely gave the opportunity to kind of be a little bit more creative than we normally would be. For example, in our AP Gov class, when we did get to use the 3D printing, that was something that never would have been able to be done before we had the mill. So that was something interesting that we did.
It enhanced my learning experience because it made it more interactive, and so we could work more collaboratively as a group.
I think that the only way the mill really enhanced the learning experience was it was more hands-on and people were able to interact with it more.
I think it enhanced my learning experience in a positive manner, especially because it's so easy to discuss with everyone, especially when it's a topic that might not be completely easy to understand or something, so everyone is able to talk it out and it's a lot easier to just collaborate in here.
I think the mill kind of got more of a goofy feeling than it did a serious feeling for me.
The 2 times that I was in here, it was pretty cool, but I honestly wasn't really in here enough, so I couldn't really have a say in that.
If you could share one piece of advice for your teachers regarding the mill, what would it be?
I've only been in the mill this year about maybe 5 to 6 times, but I think if the teachers allow the students to continue to use this as more of a maybe study hall, or if we use this for extracurricular activities, SLG would be a perfect place to be ran in here, especially since it's brand new and it has the better furniture and it's more of a space where everyone can be and it's not as crowded.
I think the major thing that can be done is to have more creative projects. Instead of just using the mill as a place to use whiteboards and be creative, actually apply that creativity to any range of projects, whether it be on poster board or with any of the materials that we have in there from 3D printing. I know we have a bunch of stuff in here. I don't even know all the stuff we have because we never were really exposed to it.
But I also think it should be used for more things other than class time, for activity periods for the different groups like SLG, NHS, after school activities. Well, I would encourage teachers who may not be completely open to using the mill space to open up and expand their horizons to use it a little bit more, because I see that it's the same classes in here almost every day, and there are some classes where I never get to be in here, so I think just kind of more of a diversity of classes in here would be better.
I would say that they should just really consider how they can use the space more, because it's very open and there's a lot of potential to do bigger things, and especially with the 3D printer, I feel like we could be getting a lot more creative with projects and assignments.
I'd say just to incorporate the mill more into the year. I didn't use it as much as I probably would like to, and I think it really was a good experience when I was in here.
How would you want to use the mill differently next year?
Next year I think it would help a lot if instead of presenting everything that we made in the mill in the regular classroom setting, if we presented using the Eno board and other resources.
I think to be able to apply a lot of that stuff and actually make something would be really cool. Instead of just writing stuff down on paper or expressing ideas, but to actually make something, I think would be really interesting.
So definitely one of the things I'd want to, do differently would be having more math classes in here, because I know there's a certain math classes in here a lot, but there are other classes where I think if the students had the opportunity to use the whiteboards and work on problems together that might be difficult to do just in class individually, it would be help everyone out learn more.
Well, I want to go in the makerspace more because this is like the second time I've ever been in here, not filming something on the green screen. And I've seen the 3D printer a lot, but I've never seen anybody use it.
I feel like it would be a lot more beneficial if we were given a lot more leeway with our assignments in the mill, and that way we could kind of figure out what we wanted to do with it for ourselves.
I think next year teachers should take advantage of the eNote board, because whenever I've been in here, like, the teachers don't even use it. I don't know what it does. And the makerspace, I mean, it looks like it's more of like a storage, it looks like. So maybe, and I haven't even been in here, so maybe we could use that more.
I would want the engineering class to come in here more to like design things on the laptops we have and to use the 3D printer.
Use the mill differently next year. Maybe we could have more activity periods in here, such as SLG or NHS or anything else. And just do more collaborative work in here, like I said earlier. Just bring more groups in here, and just, it's a cool space, so you really have the opportunity to think better and work as a group.